Visions of mana!
It's coming from here.
We are all here in order to persevere. A part of this interwoven life that keeps the world from strife. Not moving on, no matter what, oh yeah. So long as all of us are alive, we can grow and sing and thrive. Looks like jam number 1460 is another keeper. Not bad, not bad. Gosh, the fairy is taking her sweet time this year.
Those were some weird lyrics.
Well, I didn't really ask for your input. Get out of town! You wouldn't happen to be the convoy of alms now, would you? I'm Jule, custodian of the burrow, a sproutling, obviously. Oh, you came all this way, but I'm sorry to say there's no alm of wood just yet.
I guess that means we're stuck here for now.
Wait a second. 1, 2, 3. Is it just me, or are we missing people?
Due to some complications on our journey, the Alms of Light and Darkness will join us later. I am Palomina, Alm of Water.
Oh, I'm the Soul Guard, Val.
Morley, Alm of the Moon.
They call me Karina, Alm of Wind, and this pretty lady is Ramco.
Golly, a sacred beast cub. Still growing, I see. Were you raised outside of the Lucia?
Hang on. Do you know Ramco?
Nope, we only just got acquainted, but I know plenty about these sacred beasts. That's everyone. Oh, what about the Alm of Fire? Did something happen to the Alm from Tiania?
Hina. She lost her core stone. We're looking for the person who stole it from us, and we're actually in a hurry.
Not sure what you mean by core stone, but losing things is never fun.
Sounds like most people haven't heard of core stones.
The only news I can give you is no news. Sorry. There's nobody here but us Sproutlings, and I haven't seen any thieves come through the burrow in, well, ever probably. Plus, there's nothing beyond Vertius but the mana tree, so... Oh yeah, and that boulder at the entrance with the legendary sword stuck in it, but that's it.
Huh? Legendary sword?
Oops, look at the time. I have to go water my friends. Bye.
Wait!
What sword was he talking about? Am I the only one in the dark here?
The goddess of mana was said to have given a legendary sword to her hero champion. But I could have never fathomed that the fairy tale was fact.
Orin and Hina talked about it once. I didn't think it was real either.
Perhaps the kernel of truth behind the myth originated here in Elusia. It is the home of the mana tree.
Our search for Orin might be a bust, but we still need an alm of wood. We should ask that kid from earlier what's up.
True. Let's find him.
He has to water his... what? Better look for him, I guess.
I'm sorta in the middle of my daily duties. Mind getting out of my way?
Do all custodians water the plants here?
Of course. Who else? I have to take care of my friends.
Friends?
Sure. This tree here is a good friend of mine.
Wait, what? This tree is a sproutling?
Oh, I guess you wouldn't know. When the sproutling goes to sleep for a long time, we tend to turn into trees. Every 4 years, just in time for the pilgrimage, one of my hibernating friends grows the most beautiful flowers. The alluring fragrance beckons the fairy to the burrow, and that lucky sproutling gets to be the alm. Only the most vibrant of sproutlings can blossom, making them the perfect candidates for the alm of wood. Our patron elemental wants lush foliage on all of our envoys.
But when are the buds meant to bloom?
Usually the trees are already in bloom by the time the convoy of alms arrives. But not this year. There's probably no hope for the burrow after all. I suppose we all gotta go sometime.
Whoa, hold on. No need to jump straight to utter destruction.
Nope. I think this is it for us. No flowers, no fairy, no future. Anyway, I'm sure you've all got stuff to do. Some bandit you're tailing or whatever.
He's really gonna give up on his homeland? Just like that?
Jule seems really knowledgeable about the pilgrimage. There's a lot more I want to ask him. This is kind of exciting. Is this? Taking this? Got some syrup.
Was there something else you needed, or were you that curious about my work?
There's a lot we don't know about all this. I was hoping for answers.
A chat would kill time better than my usual rounds. As you wish. All sproutlings remain dormant for long periods with one exception. We alternate who looks after the rest of us while we sleep. As the custodian, I water my sleeping friends each and every day. I woke up 4 years ago, just as the last pilgrimage was coming through the burrow.
So for 4 years, you've been watering these guys waiting for them to bloom? All by yourself?
Of course. Though, I guess it's not gonna matter much anymore if there's no alm. Might as well hang up my watering can.
You can't be out of options already. Have you talked with your patron elemental? Maybe she can help.
What a silly thing to say. Alms are appointed, not requested. There's nothing I can do about this.
But how do you know if you don't try? I went directly to Sylphin and asked to be made the alm. You don't want this place to be destroyed, right? Then do something. Anything. Go ask the elemental of wood to hurry it up.
You've gotta be joking. She's joking, right?
Karina's telling the truth. She went out and found the elemental of wind in order to request her position as the alm.
But that's going against the hand of fate. Perhaps mortals like yourself try to defy destiny, but that's not how we do things up here. Sproutlings take what life gives us, and we're grateful for it. I don't know how many thousands of years ago it was, but we watched your world teeter on the edge of destruction. All the while we waited, tending the seeds as we've always done. Whatever hand fate deals us is our burden to bear. How egotistical to assume you know better than the goddess herself.
Egotistical? That's rich coming from a stubborn weed like him.
He's not wrong to stick to his principles. He just needs some perspective. Is following the will of the world really worth accepting the destruction of all you hold dear? Not that the workings of the Hand of Fate aren't important, but Karina's got a good point too. I don't want Jule to give up hope.
You're a pushy bunch, you know that? What is it this time?
You're the one who ran off. We weren't done with our conversation.
Actually, I didn't have anything else to say to you folks. I've said my piece. No need to get worked up about it. I'll tell you what. If an alm of wood is chosen, you'll be the first to know. So go ahead and look around for that corkstone or what have you.
It's corestone, not corkstone. And that's our friend's soul you're talking about, bub. Hina, the alm of fire, had her corestone stolen by Orin. If we don't get that piece of her back, then Tiania is in danger. Verdius still has a chance, so use it. How can you stand around and throw your hands up like none of this is in your control? Don't you care what happens to the burrow? Think of your dormant friends. Don't you want to save them? Isn't that worth asking to become the alm of wood yourself?
Look, pal, I'm not going to take much more of your sass. You think I'm not worried about the fate of my home? There should be blooms by now. It's not supposed to be like this. Without flowers, the fairy won't come. Without the fairy, us sproutlings lose our purpose. No lives to preserve, it'd be the end of everything. Maybe this is my fault. I could have overwatered the burrow or pruned something I wasn't supposed to. That worry is always on my mind.
Jule,
Here's a thought, Jule. We could all search for the reason the flowers aren't blooming.
Huh? But don't you need to find that Aaron guy who stole from you?
You said so yourself. No one has come through the burrow but us. We trust you to know what's going on in your home. Besides, I'm the Soul Guard. It's my duty to find the alm and protect them from harm.
Look, I appreciate the thought, but there's no cure for the burrow. It's pointless.
oh, honestly. Stop quitting before you start, kid. Come on, folks. We've got a job to do. I think this place doesn't get enough sunlight. That's what.
The landscape in Verdius hasn't changed in millennia. They would have had problems long before now if it was the sun.
Maybe Gnome's powers are too weak to reach here?
It is true that Elusia is a tad far from other terrain. The solution may be that the sustenance given to the sprouts is being sucked dry.
That's a lot of leads to eliminate. Let's take a look around the area first.
The reason... Wait, could it be...
Where'd Jule get off to? Well, while we wait for him, we can try to figure out the cause of all this. Taking this. The whole area is covered in plants. No one can get through all this. Maybe that's for the best. We don't want Orin sneaking past us. Unless he's the one that blocked it off?
Val, I surrender. I don't know anything about growing plants.
This foray is fascinating. Practically none of this flora was included in the almanacs of my adolescence.
There's no getting around it. We have to ask the Elemental of Wood for help.
Great idea! If the elemental doesn't know what's wrong, no one will.
Aww, I wanted to be the one to rub it in Jule's face when we found the answer.
Sorry to disappoint you, Karina, but we haven't got the time to waste on fumbling around in the undergrowth.
Dryad is the elemental of wood, and well-versed of these wilds. But who can say where we may find her? Would that I knew.
At times like these, it's best to ask the locals.
Ugh, great. We gotta bother Jule again. Just what I need.
Huh? It can't be.
surprise!
How did you get here?
Don't you know there's a big old stalk that reaches all the way up here? My sisters and I didn't want to waste this once in 4 years opportunity, so we climbed up.
We figured now is the perfect chance to gather exotic ingredients like Verdius nectar for flavorings and potions.
Besides, this place has everything! Ancient forests, dangerous pilgrimages, mysterious Gaian explorers! What's not to like?
Sounds like you three have a full itinerary.
Wait a minute. Did you say Gaian explorers? Where did you see one of those?
Oh, there was a dashing young adventurer of that description over by the tree. We saw him ahead of us. We did lose track of him, though.
Had to focus on keeping our footing and all.
Orin's on his way.
Did you see a sproutling around here? Short, green, leafy?
Nope. But I sure would love to meet a sproutling in the flesh. Bark? What was that? A terrifying cry, that's what! It came from the direction of Milos Woods. Someone might be in trouble!
Could be Jule, or even Orin. Let's check it out.
Oh, before you go, do you need to stock up on anything? Now's your chance!
Anything you want, for a price. Grab the goods you need to save your friend. Don't get stingy now. Bye, bye, bye!
They're the spitting image of Father in miniature.
That cry was coming from Milos. We have to check it out.
Be sure to talk to my merchant sisters if you need to stock up on anything.
Preparedness is key. Who knows what perils lie in the path ahead?
Jule, what are you doing over there?
What am I doing? What are you doing?
We can handle this. Stand back.
We call this critter grapple vine. It was too strong for me to uproot it when it decided to nest near the burrow. Be careful!
It's coming for us. Get ready, everyone.
We need to weed out enemies like this one.
Quit causing trouble, you troublemaker!
I think it's working. Do you think you can handle this? Unleashing my full power! Time to call on Spirit! Take this! You're mine! I can still fight! I'm only just getting started! Got it! I feel sick. I'm only just getting started! I can still fight! I can still fight!
Calls for the elemental vessel.
Hang on! It moves? I'm only just getting started! I'm only just getting started! Now are you? Take this! Take this! It's immobilized! Nicely done!
Poison is taking its toll.
I can still fight! Save this one just for you! No holding back!
I must.
Hurry it down!
Yes, now is the time to strike.
You ready, bud?
Summon the spirits to our side.
saved me. Thanks.
It was a close call. We were almost too late. Why did you wander off on your own?
Oh, look in the mirror, buddy.
Oh, now what?
I mean, that you made me wonder if Grappelvine might be the cause of the problems in the burrow. Don't get me wrong, this could all still be by the goddess's will, but I wasn't quite as sure anymore. And you all seem so convinced that something could be done, so I wanted to check. But then I got attacked.
Huh. And here I thought you were mad at us again. Glad to see we've convinced you to change your stubborn ways.
That's one way to put it.
Destiny doesn't just fall into your lap every time.
Maybe. But you weren't able to figure out what keeps the flowers from blooming either, right?
Yeah, we're definitely not experts in gardening. But when in doubt, it's best to ask for help. Jule, do you know where the elemental of wood is?
Dryad? Easy peasy. Let me give her a ring. Oh, Dryad. Oh, yes, hello. Jeepers, you got here fast. Were you nearby?
Oh, forgive me. That is to say, I was looking for you, Jule. But then I saw you were tied up with Grappelvine and wasn't certain what to do. Oh, dear. The alms. Please excuse me. I am known as Dryad.
A particular pleasure indeed, Dryad. We were just inquiring as to your whereabouts.
Yes, I could hear you from over there, and I think I may know what caused all of this fuss. As Jule guessed, Grappelvine was the one behind it all. It absorbed all the nutrients from the plants, stunting their growth. That's why the flowers wouldn't blossom.
Well, the monster is gone now. So that means...
The flowers, my friends. Dryad, this is great. There'll be an alm after all.
We can expect the blooms at any moment.
Gee whiz. There's still so much to do. I have to get ready to welcome the fairy. Meet you back in Vertius.
He's got some spring in his step now.
Could I ask you, Alms, and you, Sir Soulguard, to join Jule?
Sure.
Irregular as this situation may be, you will be one of the few pilgrimages to see the flowering firsthand. That should count for something, I think.
Jule's in a better mood. I guess he gets grouchy when he's worried.
Lucky for us. For now, let's head to the appointment ceremony of the Alm of Wood.